Honestly, for me, nararamdaman ko pa rin na yung pagkakahiwalay ng mayayamang bansa.
Malaki yung pagkakahiwalay natin sa mga mauunlad na bansa ng Pilipinas.
Oo, laki nung gap na pagkakalayo ng North at South.
The gap, inequity, and chasm. In a world divided by wealth and opportunity, some nations rise while others struggle to break free. The global north flourishes while the south grapples with a daily fight for survival. One question still looms large: are we really all equal? Or do the divides between rich and poor, between the global north and the global south, still run deep? But in the midst of this divide, there is hope. Hope in every hustle, searching for a way forward. Here in the Philippines, where the path to financial security can feel uncertain, every effort, no matter how small, carries the potential to change lives. But how do people from the global south find their way forward when the odds seem stacked against them? This is the story of resilience, of hope in the hustle, and the relentless pursuit of opportunity in a world divided by wealth. It's a journey of survival, determination, and the unyielding belief that a way forward is possible. Let's meet Kazel, the manager of Watami Grill and Sushi Bar. As the manager of a busy and popular restaurant, she faces numerous challenges daily, from ensuring customer satisfaction to managing a team of dedicated staff. We asked her if she felt a division between rich countries and middle-income countries like the Philippines, even though we're still in the process of development, and here's her response.
Honestly, for me, nararamdaman ko pa rin na yung pagkakahiwalay ng mayayamang bansa sa middle income na bansa tulad ng Pilipinas. Kasi kahit na sa proseso na tayo ng pag-unlad, syempre hindi pa rin mawawala dun yung proseso, syempre. Kaya nararamdaman mo pa din yun na yung pagkakahiwalay ng mga mayayamang bansa sa Pilipinas. Para sa akin, kung i-rate ko from 1 to 10 yung hirap na dinaranas ko dito sa Pilipinas, siguro nasa 4. Kasi kahit pa paano naman, nakakaraos naman kami sa pang-araw-araw na gastusin, ganyan. Tsaka, nasa sayo na din yan kung paano mo siya i-handle, kung paano mo itataguyod yung pang-araw-araw na mga kailangan, ganyan. Ayun.
We also asked Ms. Kazel if she were given the opportunity to travel to northern countries, in what aspect of their way of life would she like to see and hope that the Philippines could adapt. And here's what she said.
Para sa akin, siguro yung pagiging dedicated sa trabaho at saka pagiging independent. Siguro yung disiplina din. So, kasi doon, nakikita ko, sobrang dedicated nila sa trabaho compare sa atin na mga Pilipino. Madaming, although hindi ko naman nila lahat, pero karamihan sa kanila nagtatrabaho pero hindi sila dedicated sa trabaho. So, parang nagiging siya ng pag-resign, ganyan. Kaya hindi sila umuunlad compare sa iba na, sa ibang bansa na dedicated talaga sila sa trabaho. Kaya, bilis yung proseso ng pag-unlad nila. Meron silang disiplina talaga, hindi lang sa sarili nila, pati sa bansang kinagisnan nila. For me, oo. kaya siya, pero hindi mo siya magagawa. Ikaw lang yung gagawa. Lalo ngayon, madami ng mga younger age na milyonaryo kasi sa online, di ba? Madami ng mga nag-online selling, ganyan. Madami ng mga nagbebenta. So, nagiging nasa process na tayo. Malapit na din. Siguro 10 years from now, nandun na tayo. Magpursige ka hanggat bata ka para yung future mo is secured na.
Beyond the pressure, Kazel believes that every day is an opportunity to grow and learn, and this mindset has helped her overcome obstacles in her career. This is a reminder that you yourself will bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. This is Kisha, the owner of Hunger Restaurant and employee of International Company. Balancing two significant responsibilities, she has built her own restaurant from the ground up while working at a prestigious international company. We also asked her if she felt a division between rich countries and middle-income countries like the Philippines, and this is her answer.
Yes, malaki. Malaki yung pagkakahiwalay natin sa mga mauunlad na bansa ng Pilipinas. Number one kasi dyan is yung transportation. Doon pa lang makikita mo na ang Pilipinas naiiwan na, kumbaga, naiiwan na sa teknolohiya natin. Siguro nandun pa rin ako sa 5 kasi until now employed pa din ako. So nagbabayad ako ng tax. So andun pa rin ako sa proseso na inuunlad ko pa yung sarili ko. And until now nagbabayad pa rin ako ng malaking tax kasi nasa BPO ko. So iba yung rate ng tax ng isang single sa may anak. So ayun, rate ko is 5.
We also posed the question to Miss Kisha about which aspect of life in northern countries she would like to experience and hopes the Philippines could adopt.
Siguro number 1 dun is yung transportation. Yun kasi yung pinaka-worst scenario dito sa Pilipinas kung bakit tayo may mga traffics, ganyan yung may mga nababangga sa kalsada, sa highways. And yung trains, number 1 is yung trains kasi sa mga hilagang bansa, andun kasi yung mga may high-speed trains, yan wala tayo yan eh. So, yun sana yung ma-adapt ng Pilipinas, yung high-tech na system, pati din sa mga healthcare. So, yun yung mga sana ma-adapt ng Pilipinas na meron ang ibang bansa. Kaya naman ng Pilipinas kasi magagaling na yung mga new generations ngayon. Kumbaga, mas high-tech na din sila ngayon, kaya na rin nila gayahin kung ano yung meron yung mga nasa mga mauunlad na bansa. Kagaya na lang ng mga trains natin, kung makikita mo na marami na rin nilalagay mga gobyerno ng mga trains natin. So, kaya pa yung i-improve ng mga new generations at kaya na rin natin maglagay ng mga high-pace trains. Kailangan mo ng work-life balance. Hindi lang yung puro katrabaho. Kailangan mo rin isipin yung social life mo, isipin mo rin yung health mo. Yun yung number 1 dun, yung health mo.
Kisha's story serves as an inspiration to many. All things are possible as you are willing to wear multiple hats, embracing the challenges along the way. But what if we are earning less than what we need? Let me share the story of our next interviewee. This time, we met Kuya Lek, a barker with a heart full of determination and a story of resilience. Kuya Lek works in a busy area, spends hours in the heat, making sure that businesses get the attention they need to survive. While his role may seem simple to some, it is a vital part of the community's daily hustle and bustle. We also asked him if he felt a division between rich countries and middle-income countries like the Philippines, seeing his position as a barker. And this is how he responded.
Oo,
North, South.
laki yung South tsaka North, hindi magdidikit yan. Malabo yung pagkakaiba, yung pagkakagap ng buhay ng North tsaka South. Hanggang sa mamatay na siguro, hanggang sa magkaapo pa ako, andun pa rin yun, hindi mawawala yun. Yung East na dapat na mawala, maastis sa Pilipinas, yung corruption, hindi mo na masasabi yung i-rate mo o babasihan mo kung ano yung diferensya o laki nung gap na pagkakalayo ng North at ng South. Kung tutusin, dapat nga 12 pa yung hirap eh, hindi lang 10 eh. Kasi maraming mahirap na tao sa atin ngayon. Katulad ko, kung iaasa mo lang ang buhay mo pag-asenso sa gobyerno, kalokohan yun. Ikaw mismo ang mag-aangat sa buhay mo. Saudi, rules is rules. Batas. Pag sinabing batas, batas. Di mo pwedeng sundin yun. Kasi nag-Saudi rin kasi ako, na-observan ko na pag napunta ka ng Saudi, yung batas na susundin mo. Hindi ka dito sa atin, lahat ng bawal, yun ang ginagawa. Pag sinabing hindi, pwede yan. Pag sinabing no entry, pasukin mo.
We also asked Kuya Lek if he thinks that in 10 years, middle-income countries like the Philippines will be able to compete with more developed nations.
Malabo. Miski i-drawing, parang hindi ata kaya. Kahit tumawag ka pa ata ng magikiro, mananawat, manghihilot, lahat ng klase para makita mo yung pag-asenso, hindi siguro mangyayari sa Pilipinas. So, hanggat yung pinakamalaking capital C, kasi iba ang puhunan lagi yung capital C, yung korupsyon, yun lagi. Yun ang pinaka pangit na vitamin C, korupsyon. Yun ang mabigat sa atin eh. Kasi pag yun ang nawala, wala kang makitang mahirap sa Pilipinas. Sa totoo lang, yung blessing na sinasabi ng iba, pera, kaginhawaan sa buhay. Pero alam mo, sa totoo lang, ang blessing,
At this moment, Kuya Lek had to pause for a while to assist those who were parking.
ang blessing yung magising ka, na pagdilat ng mga mata mo makita mo yung pamilya mo, mayakap mo, yung makaihi ka, yung makapupo ka sa CR, yung maikilos mo yung katawan mo, yun ang blessing. Ang pinakamaganda sa buhay ng tao, yung clean living lang. Clean living, magiging maayos ang takbo ng buhay mo. Kung meron ka, tumulong ka. Kung wala ka, magmakahawa ka na lang.
Kuya Lek's positive spirit and dedication make him a well-loved figure. Despite the challenges he faces, he takes pride in his work, seeing it as a way to support his family and contribute to the community. The North-South divide has shaped our world, but it doesn't have to determine our future. Nations worldwide are working to bridge the gap through development, partnerships, and collaboration. The key question is not whether the divide will disappear quickly, but whether we can create a world where prosperity is shared. In today's connected world, the challenge is clear. Can we unite to bridge the divide? It's time to embrace that hope, to push forward, and to find solutions that will pave the way for a more equitable future.